Hello, welcome to Rock Painting Workshops. Today we are going to create an Easter egg rock. So I've got my supplies, my water and my brush. I'll just pop off to the side for now. And I've got my colours here. You can see I've already got a picture on the other side and it has leaked over onto the front. So I never worry about these sorts of things. So I'm just going to go for it, and you'll see the paint pens are very opaque. So they can just paint straight over the top. But what I'm going to do here is just give a little bit of a smushy background. So I'm not doing it in solid colours. You can go solid if you like. Choose what you like on your backgrounds. I like to just have a wishy-washy, smushy kind of background. So this is how I create mine. Okay, just come in the edges. And obviously I chose blue because that was the colour that leaked in from the other side. So I just thought I'll make the most of it and add it to the sides there. Yeah, so I decided a couple of months ago that I'm just going to paint both sides of the rock. I don't mind who finds my rocks. I hide them in the community. It doesn't worry me to hear back from people to say they found it or it's moved on. I just believe the rock's going to go to whoever it's meant to be with. And you can see here how I'm just going over that blue, and because the paint pen is opaque, it's just painting straight over the top. And that is absolutely the joy of having a good quality paint or paint pen, is that they are opaque and what I call layerable. So you can layer over them, which is what I'm doing now. I just layered over that blue that leaked in from the other side. So I've got Bert off to my side, and you can see I'm leaning my egg rock up against Bert to get to the angle that I need to colour in. At the same time I'm resting on Bert as well. I've got a really dry mouth at the moment, so I don't think I've had enough cups of tea. I was like, it's getting a little bit difficult for me to talk, and that's never usually my problem. Alright, so that pen wasn't shaken up enough. So normally if I haven't used the pen yet, I like to test it on Bert to make sure that it's working. And yeah, that's it. Let's go for it. But you can see when I just went straight onto the rock, it wasn't at its full capacity, and which really doesn't matter in this scenario. But if it had have been blocked, or there had been another problem with the paint pen where it might have leaked everywhere, it's better off that I've tested that pen over on Bert, so that any problems that arise happen on him first. And he is a very strong little rock, and he can handle every single problem I throw at him. So rather than bore you with all the colouring in that is about to happen, I'm just showing you, I'm just going to run down the colours that I'm going to pop onto these stripes. And then I'm going to grab a drink of water in a minute, and I am going to continue colouring in all these stripes. So they're my chosen colours that I'm going to colour down with. Okay, and we're back. So all I've done is I've coloured in the stripes. I did a thin layer, I let it dry, and then I did a second layer. Now I'm coming back and just putting spotch. Is it spotchy or splotchy? Splotchy. I think it's with an L. Let's go for splotchy. So I'm just putting little paint splotches all over the egg as my decoration. They're not meant to be anything, they're just meant to be a little bit of colourful fun. I'll just get my brush and just sort of smush in little bits. I really don't know what direction it's taking. I am definitely making this up as I go along. So just adding in some colour. Not really worrying about rinsing off my paintbrush in between, so anything could happen. The colours might blend in a bit. Just gives that little look of, like the tin foil on Easter eggs maybe. I don't know. Just something colourful, something different. I think the kids will like it if it's just got some nice bright colours all over it. Just smushing that around a little bit. So just add it in where you think it needs it. And here I am going to start shading in on the ribbon that's wrapped around the Easter egg. So I've dipped the brush in water. I wipe it on the microfiber, which you can always see at the top of my mat. Just a microfiber cloth. I take off any water. When I dip it into my water, I take off the excess water and I just sort of wipe that across the microfiber cloth. Same as if I've got too much paint on my paintbrush, I just quickly tap some to the microfiber cloth at the top. And I didn't clean that off very well. Okay, just adding some shading in there. So when I had some of the blue still on my brush, I went to the top of my pen and sort of dipped it on, and the blue came off and went onto my pen. But that easily I just got it off with a wet paintbrush. Okay, you can also just scribble straight onto the rock like this, and you can smush that around with your damp brush. Like, there's many different ways you can try this, but I'm just sort of adding the shadow in around the ribbon area because that's where it naturally would fall. Okay, just keep smushing that around. Give it a bit more pink on that one. So you can see I just stop, have a look at it, think, oh, what needs to go where? You know, to tell you the truth, I'm not overly fussed with this one, but you know what? I always just show up to the party anyway. So it's like, whatever this ends up to be, that's what you're going to see today. Okay. Whoops. There we go. In case you're wondering what happened, I just spilled my water, my glass of water everywhere. I've got like a little shot glass that I keep my water in. I've just sort of whacked it all out everywhere, so I had to quickly mop that up. So sorry about that. Okay, let's go. Just going to do my black pen outlining. Got to remember which way I put the ribbon. Pretty sure when I first drew this I did an upside down loop, but I can't remember. We'll see what happens. Like I said, show up to the party, whatever happens is going to happen. That's what you're going to get today. If you don't like it, go for it, just change it. Put the bits in that you like. In the meantime, I'll try and figure out what I'm doing. Okay, I'll do the same. I'm just going to go for the top loop, but I'm pretty sure I drew it the other way around to start with. Never mind. Just adding in the black there into the shaded parts, into the overlapping parts, give it a little bit more depth. Would throw some shadow, and sort of where the ribbon bunches up the top, it gives it a little bit of a gather, so that's just sort of the gathering areas of the ribbon. And just keep coming up the sides, narrows down the bottom, so the bottom would have some gathery bits as well. And keep coming up the sides with that, so we get the ribbon around the egg all done. Okay, might just define the lines on the egg and come around. You know, sometimes when you don't like what you're sort of painting, and you think, oh, just keep going, and then before I know it, I absolutely think, oh wow, I love this painting. I do a lot of that with my canvases. I sort of I love it to start with, I love it on the sketch, I love it in the beginning stages. I get to a point where I think, oh, I can't stand this sort of canvas, and then I just keep going, I never stop. You keep going, and then at the end it's just like, oh, that's so gorgeous, I love it. And that's what I've been trying to do with this rock. So this is where the story is going, right? So I like the drawing, and then I don't know, I'm not executing it in any particular way that I like it. And then in my brain I just keep going. You showed up to the party, this is going to become something amazing, like whatever, you're going to love this at the end. And the more and more I go, the more and more I absolutely don't like it. So grab Bert here and just prop it up. That just helps me get in to see where I don't like it. I mean, the good thing is it doesn't matter, because I know that wherever I'm going to place this rock, wherever it's going to go in my community, whoever's meant to find it is going to find it, and they're going to love it. And it's going to brighten up somebody's day, or they're going to pass it on to somebody that is really going to love it. And I believe in that. I believe that's how the energy is going to flow. So it's all good. We'll just add some little white highlights in here. So I don't want to put any of the negativity on it, even though I'm like saying I'm not really fussed on it, and that's just yeah, I talk out loud a lot. So I'm not sort of too worried about it. I'm not sort of putting any negative feelings into it. I'm just like really positive, saying I'm going to finish this and it's going to be great, because I'm creating it for whoever that is, whoever's waiting for it. They're out there. Might just add some little coloured dots. See, this is when you know I'm grasping at straws now, just sort of adding any little bits of colour in that might sort of pretty it up. And mainly because I don't like the black shadowing that I put in on the corners, so I just think if I add a little bit of colour, it'll tone that bit down. And it's going, you know what? This Easter egg rock is just amazing. And that's all there is to it. Because as I've begun talking about it out loud, I just keep thinking, wow, that person is just out there waiting to receive this. They're going to be so excited. Just thinking where I might leave it. There we go. Last little bits on here. And then I'm just going to finish this one up and get it all ready to go out there and be hidden for the person that's meant to find it. So don't forget, if you have created any Easter egg rocks, I would love to see them. You can pop over to our Facebook page and show off what you have created, and that's over there at Reef Rocks Free Workshops, and I'll see you there.